Wow. Watched a lot of fights this year. And if you were to tell me in the beginning of the year, Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns was going to be a fight of the year contender, much less, I think, the year's not ended, but would have been a top fight at any time of the year. I would not have said anything, but Super Smash Brother Khamzat Chimaev delivers in what has been, what was rather his strongest test to date. Chimaev versus Burns, maybe I drank the Kool-Aid. I think a lot of people drank the Kool-Aid. But just watching, Chimaev and Burns, face off against each other, it's crazy to think that Gilbert, was, walking into that an underdog. It's crazy to think that a lot of people had written off Gilbert, including myself, just based on like this whirlwind of a come up that Khamzat has had. But we did, and Gilbert Burns reminded us today who he was. Gilbert Burns said, "You know what? I am not going to be counted out anymore. Put some respect on my name," and it turned out to be a fight of epic proportions and the most entertaining fight by far of that particular card, that UFC card. But scratch that, it's the best fight this year that I've watched. Heck, is there a recency bias in it? Yeah, absolutely. There's an absolute recency bias. But Chimaev versus Burns, 10 out of 10. It doesn't get more entertaining than that. And it starts with Gilbert Burns opening up with strikes and showing Khamzat that he has a lot to work on rather, in terms of the striking defense. Khamzat took a lot of damage in this one, and Gilbert Burns was loose. I mean, I don't think I've seen this fluidity in Gilbert Burns' striking arsenal, that fluidity and comfort in throwing. I mean, we didn't see it in the Wonderboy fight for sure. And obviously Wonderboy presents another problem. But Gilbert Burns was throwing. He was feinting, he was throwing hooks, he was throwing overhands. I think in the third round, he threw 3 overhands in a row. He was swinging the mallet, and he was able to connect on Khamzat. Khamzat early on came like a bull out of a china shop, was able to take Gilbert down, but whenever they were in the guard situations, he kind of backed off there, and I think it was wise. But really, it was the striking prowess, by Gilbert Burns that put him in the match. I think, first round Khamzat, second round Burns, and the third round Khamzat. Oh yeah, it was just so entertaining. And Khamzat presents himself as a madman, and I mean this in the most genuinely best way possible. Almost zombie-esque in this particular fight, where he was taking hits, coming forward, and delivering his own. I mean, that jab that he gave Gilbert Burns, was it this first round? I think that dropped Gilbert off a jab, very reminiscent to Kamaru Usman's finish, kinda. Very strong. I mean, Khamzat, when he is able to put all of these aspects together, is going to be really a problem. His size, his strength, and now his will and tenacity to win. And he's absolutely got a gas tank, because both guys were throwing at fight-ending pace throughout the course of the fight. It was technical, but it was a brawl. It was an absolute brawl, and it was a brawl that people needed to see. And to see Khamzat come on top against the best version of probably Gilbert Burns that we have seen was fascinating. But, as I alluded to earlier, he took a lot. He absorbed a lot of damage here. And defensively, it was shown that probably not the most responsible poses. I don't know what the word is. There's definitely areas in this regard that Khamzat can improve upon. But built like an ox, was able to close the distance on Gilbert Burns, do the takedowns when it mattered. When Gilbert tried to take Khamzat down, and Gilbert mixed it up fascinatingly well in this particular fight. Just the sheer strength of the man, and the grappling proficiency. He was not able to take Khamzat down at all. And when it was going to be there, it was a striking match, of which you'd say that they were pretty evenly matched. But Gilbert was definitely landing the more dynamic strikes. But just I can't get over how entertaining this fight was, and I'm absolutely excited to see what's next for Khamzat and Gilbert. Because if this Gilbert comes, the strikes, the hooks, the overhands that Gilbert landed on Khamzat, any other welterweight, would have been eating the canvas. Absolutely, and I think Gilbert's not far off. There are definitely areas of improvement within his striking, which is really exciting. And I think he's got to get back to his offensive jiu-jitsu roots. Really exciting. Khamzat, Gilbert Burns, fight of the year. You're hearing me call it right now. I know it's early in the year, but a fight of the year candidate.